Hi Capricorn, and welcome to your horoscope for January 2024. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to look at what the planets are doing in your chart in January, how they are likely to influence you, and what you can expect. To watch these horoscopes, please start by watching the one for your sun sign, then your rising sign, then your moon sign, in that order. Now, what's really interesting is that on the 1st of January, so the first day of this new year, you're going to notice that you feel a greater sense of connection with yourself. And that's because Mercury, the communication planet, moves out of retrograde and it starts to go direct. So one, there'll be fewer issues when it comes to communication and transportation. But for you specifically, there may have been a sense in the last few weeks that I don't really feel my usual sense of self. Like, where's my focus gone? Why do I feel so all over the place or wishy-washy? Or, I'm not able to kind of clearly say this is it and that's what I'm doing. So the first day of the new year, that immediately shifts. Then on the 5th of January, more good news, because Mars, the planet of drive and masculinity, it goes into your sign of Capricorn and it goes into your first house of self. So where there was fog and a lack of clarity and maybe even a lack of energy before, now you really hit the ground running and it's like, okay, what am I going to do next? I feel like myself. I get to set goals. I get to achieve them. On the 11th of November, that gets even stronger because we have a new moon in Capricorn. The new moon is when the moon goes pitch black and it pulls loads of energy in order to start its next monthly cycle. So it's pulling your energy of Capricorn into your kind of energetic field, into your chart. And it means that you're able to plant seeds of intention and to really act on things which feel good and authentic and like they're an extension of who you are. So you've got your energy back. You start to get a sense of this is what I want to do next. And you're then able to take the practical steps to achieve all of those things. So where you're massively supported here in January, Capricorn, is getting this sense of, I feel like I'm back to my usual self, getting to work. And also what's interesting is when it comes to your romantic relationships, you're likely to see a lot of good results. Even though you're not overly focused on that, you're like, I am feeling good and I get to kind of move ahead again. I think a lot of people in your environment are going to be very attracted to that and they're going to say, oh, I want to be a part of whatever it is they're doing. And where I don't think there's a lot of focus is on your relationships, particularly when it comes to relationships that exist in a formal setting. So your relationships with big institutions, companies. I get the sense that you're more interested in realizing your own hopes and dreams simply by being yourself, and that anything that exists out there isn't particularly interesting, but also you're not exactly supported in those areas, so you naturally pull away from those. And what I also don't think you're going to be very supported in is making little changes that require a lot of attention to detail. Because you've got your power, I get the sense that around this kind of birthday time of the year, you're just going to be feeling yourself and you're saying, okay, I'm not looking at the details. I'm just going with my gut here. This is what I want to do and I'm going to do it. And what I'm saying by this horoscope is that that is the way forward. Just listen to what feels right, what makes you feel empowered, run with that, and you'll have a good outcome and a good result. On the 14th of January, Mercury also goes into your sign, so happy birthday. Mercury is the communication planet. With it being in the first house of self, it's really unlikely that you're going to miss any aspect of yourself, or that you're sitting there with a sense of, oh, I don't understand this, or maybe I should ponder this a bit more. It's all about action and it's all about moving out there and moving ahead. On the 21st of January, we've got a big change happening. So please type in Capricorn 2024. You'll find the yearly horoscope that I did for you guys, Capricorn. Because when Pluto shifts, it's a really big deal. And I go into a lot of detail in that video I did for the entire year. So Pluto has been in your sign of Capricorn since 2008. And now on the 21st of January, it shifts into Aquarius and it moves into your second house of money. So you may think, oh, it's leaving my sign. Is that a good thing? Is that not a good thing? Pluto in Capricorn isn't a naturally good fit because Pluto is change and transformation. It's the phoenix rising from the ashes. you guys are ruled by Saturn, which is structure, security, the opposite of Pluto, right? So Pluto and Capricorn is not, I feel, such a great thing, but Pluto and Aquarius is a good thing. And it moves into your second house of money, and it stays there now until pretty much, it goes retrograde one more time this year, but pretty much until 2044, so the next 21 years. And your second house is about concrete things in your life, income, living situation, my belongings. So what you'll notice from the 21st is that you feel this surge of energy, as in these are ideas that I'm having that I could implement to create greater income for myself, to do something that is valuable to the public, to people out there. And it's wonderful because it's like Aquarius is the water bearer, right? It's about, I want to let go of things that are negative and toxic. I want to do something for the greater good. And the combination of that in your second house of money means that if I follow these ideas that are designed to add value to the world, then what comes along with it, what's not a natural side effect of that, is that I'll also see ways to create a greater income for myself. Also on the 21st, we've got the sun going into Aquarius. So with the sun being in Aquarius in your second house, you may start to give your power away a little bit to that sense of, I need to bank on these ideas a little bit. I'm getting all of these moments of inspiration. It's really, really important that I do something with those. So don't let that completely run away from you. Don't look to other people or institutions to kind of support you in that. The thing about this is that at the beginning of the month, you just felt much more yourself. You can really get a lot of those ideas in place by doing the work on your own. And in fact, I would even say it's better to do it on your own. So look at where that leads you, but you may have some really unique and new things coming in that you weren't planning on. On the 23rd, Venus also joins Capricorn in your first house. So all the personal planets are now in your sign of Capricorn in your first house. So Venus, love and beauty, creativity, Mercury, communication, perspective, Mars, energy, motivation, drive, all in your first house of self. You're really going to be feeling good in your own skin. So I can start a new business if I want. Yes, I can learn new things and I can trust my own perspective. Yes, I do have enough energy to make these things happen, even if they seem impossible. And I can take these ideas and give them some sort of concrete structure. So really, the world is your oyster here in January. It looks like an amazing month for you. On the 25th, we've got Venus. I mentioned that. Yes, on the 23rd, Venus goes into Capricorn, joins the other personal planets. On the 25th, we have a full moon in Leo. So despite the fact that you haven't really been particularly supported when it comes to your connection to big institutions, there may be cause for celebration. So you may get some good news, despite not having done very much in that area. So the way I think this could show up is that you have been kind of working on your ideas. If you now decide, like in the middle to the end of January, to say, I'm going to present this idea, you may notice that the first person you go to says, great, let's work together. Like a really unlikely kind of positive circumstance like that. And then finally on the 27th, Uranus goes direct in your 5th house. And I mentioned that earlier, that in terms of your love life, that can really be unexpectedly good because people are attracted to you. But with it going direct on the 27th and Jupiter still being in that 5th house, the whole thing together means that you're likely to put a lot of time and energy into pursuing ideas that you enjoy and where you see the potential for income and value. But also the whole month, and by you just focusing on your own stuff, the things that are important to you, other people are continually attracted to you and will seek you out. And then at the end of the month, that gets even stronger. So love is in the air for Capricorn, and you don't really need to do very much to get it. You just need to be yourself and use your energy and use it in areas that you like. So that's pretty effortless. I like that. Okay, so that's what I get for you here in January. I hope it gives you an idea of what you'll be working with. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, numerology, and my intuition. To draw up your birth chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, and I keep getting this deja vu feeling, like I've said this already, I'm sorry if I have. But if you don't have the time of birth, it's not a real problem. There's a process called chart rectification, where you send me 10 or more life events, and I actually work out your time of birth, which is important to get an accurate snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born, so your natal chart. And then I can have a look at your strengths, weaknesses, what's coming up in future via the transits, and also locations that are going to work for you if you're thinking of moving. And I use the astrocartography for that. So please get in touch if any of that is of interest to you. If you would, if you want more information, please check out some of my other videos. I do weekly horoscopes, videos on the new moons, full moons, and I also do a daily tarot reading. So check out all of those things. Have a wonderful January, and I'll speak to you soon.